Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for attending the June eClaims webinar. Just a quick reminder for everyone, keep your phone lines muted during the presentation, and we have that chat feature available to you to send your questions over to us. All you have to do is enter your question through the chat box on the right side of your screen. When you use that drop down, just make sure that you're sending the questions to all panelists so all of us can see that question and get you an answer at the end of the webinar today. If we are not able to get to your question or you think of something after the webinar, you can always contact us later on. We will be providing those emails at the end of the webinar for our various mailboxes. Today, we will be covering all of our eClaims recent news. We will also be covering any 3.0 or 3.1 topics that will come up since the last time we met in May. And we will handle questions at the end of the webinar. And first, we're going to cover the eClaims recent news. Since the last webinar in May, we did post the eClaims R31 claims release FROI change 02 required document. That was revised and posted under requirements table page on our 3.1 requirements page. This update will include additional information to help you in preparation for release 3.1 upgrade. And we're actually going to go over this document in detail during the July Trading Partner webinar. We will actually be dedicating most, if not all, of that July webinar to the O2 changes and this document to help answer any questions anyone may have regarding O2 change. Now I am going to turn it over to Patty, who will go over the first of the eClaims topics.
Thank you, Mike. It was brought to the attention of eClaims that transactions were being accepted with characters not on the English keyboard. We are addressing this issue, and characters such as the carriage returns, line feeds, and tabs will be rejected in the future. You will receive an error code 111, must be valid content, and the characters must be ACII characters 32 through 126. These are the characters on the English keyboard. We announced last year that we added new codes for the pandemic for COVID-19. These codes can be found on the Workers' Compensation Insurance Organization's website. We do have a population restriction 0031-064E. Date of injury year must be after 2019 if the nature of injury is 83 for COVID-19 or cause of injury is 82 for pandemic. This population restriction became effective October 1st of 2020. So this isn't a new population restriction. It's one we've had since October of last year. Since the definition for type of loss on these cases indicates a cumulative injury, we would expect to see occupational disease for these types of cases. We do not have a type of loss edit for this, however, so that's just what we would expect to see on them. When you have a claim for mental stress due to the pandemic or COVID-19, you should use cause of injury code of pandemic with a nature of injury code of 77 for mental stress. In this situation, we would like to see trading partners use the part of body injury code of 66 for no physical injury, and in the description, we'd like them to enter COVID-19. If you have claims that were sent reporting the incorrect cause of injury code or nature of injury code, it is expected that you will file a FROI 02 to correct these two DNs. If you are reporting a death claim due to the pandemic, employee date of death and death result of injury code are required. And give me just a minute because we're having some difficulties with Kim on here. So give me just 1 minute.
Patty, if you upgrade her to a panelist, you should she should be able to unmute herself.
Okay. Okay, Kim, you're good.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So today we'd like to review two new data elements that have been added to the FROI. We have DN 0421, part of body injured location code, which is going to be left, right, and bilateral. And this code will help further identify the site of body part that has been injured. This DN is going to be mandatory conditional on the 0004 AU, and it will be required when one of the body parts listed here on the slide are reported. The next one is DN 0422, also added to the FROI, part of body injured fingers, toes, location code. You're going to have values 1 through 4. 1 for the index finger or first toe, 2 for the middle finger or second toe, 3 for the ring finger or third toe, and 4 for the little finger or fourth little toe. This DN is going to be mandatory conditional again on the 0004 and AU, and will be required if the DN 0036 part of body injured code is 36 fingers other than the thumb and or 57 toes other than the great toe. New data element added to the FROI, DN 0423, acquired claim last known indemnity through date. It's going to be the last known date which the indemnity benefits were paid through prior to the acquisition of the new claim administrator. Again, this DN will be mandatory conditional on the FROI AC, and it will be required if DN 0203 employer paid salary prior to acquisition, and is not equal to E, which means only 2XX benefit type code have been paid prior to the acquisition. And I believe Sue is going to take over on DN 0439.
I am. Thank you, Ken. Good afternoon, everybody. A new FROI data element is being added in Release 3.1. DN 0439 Benefit Change Reason Code is mandatory conditional on a FROI 02. This DN can't be added or deleted on a FROI 02, but it may be updated. Benefit Change Reason Code is mandatory on the FROI CA and the FROI CB. Five benefit change reason codes have been added. A, independent medical exam or claim administrator consultant. B, employee treating physician's medical report. C, recalculation of net weekly amount based on wage statement. D, jurisdiction directed. And E, stipulated or negotiated net weekly amount, not jurisdiction directed. Information on this new DN can be found in the edit matrix on the valid value table, as well as the valid values detail page. And I will turn it back over to you, Patty.
Before we conclude today's presentation, I want to make sure you're aware of the methods to stay informed on eClaims news and upcoming engagement opportunities. You can visit the eClaims website at wcb.ny.gov to stay up to date on eClaims news. You can also sign up to receive news straight to your inbox. This is how we will be communicating future engagement opportunities throughout the course of the BIS project. You can visit the eClaims website and select WCB notifications within the eClaims overview section. Questions, comments, and feedback on the eClaims EDI R3.1 upgrade can be emailed to eclaims31@wcb.ny.gov. Questions regarding existing eClaims EDI R3.0 should continue to be sent to the eClaims mailbox. You can also follow the board on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. A recording of this webinar is going to be placed on our YouTube and eClaims website, as well as FAQs spawned from the questions being asked during this webinar series. So keep an eye out for these resources as a follow-up email and survey. Thank you for joining us, and we appreciate your time today. Thank you.